Good evening. Well, it's midday here, actually, Saturday. I'm going through the daily scoreboard, which I didn't do yesterday. I'm sorry for that, obviously. But yeah, anyways, we will do it today, and you can have something to see during your weekend. As always, please like and subscribe if you like what you see. Highly appreciated from my point of view, so we can so we can grow this channel and this beautiful community. Also, one thing I want to mention is that sometimes when I upload these videos, sometimes I do three. Nice. So sometimes I do 3 videos in a row, meaning when I do the first one, I start to upload it, and that means when I record the second one, the first video is getting rendered into HD, meaning when I upload it, it should be in fully HD. Sometimes I don't have the time for it, so I upload them right away, meaning that they are uploaded, but not in HD. So for the first hour of being uploaded, it could be that the quality is very bad, or at least not optimal. Therefore, if you see that, you can just wait 1 hour and the quality should be in HD, because I can see some comments complaining about the quality of the videos, and that is the reasoning why. Sometimes I don't have the time to sit and wait 1 hour and then press upload. And sometimes I forget to do a delayed upload and so on. But anyways, sometimes you just have to wait 1 hour and then you can go back and it should be fine. So yeah, that was just a message to you lovely people out there. Okay, daily scoreboard, daily scoreboard here. Good old silver. I want to show you basically flat for today. The week is also flat. Nothing major has happened for the past 3 to 4 weeks. But right now, seeing past all the clutter, here it is roughly in this vicinity. There is your big squeeze. That is what we're waiting for. Again, if we have, in my view, if we break down, that will be a false breakdown. That is a highly conviction of mine, and I will be loading up, heavily in here. If we get down to the 20 and below 20, I will buy as much physical silver as I can without any hesitation. Gold down here, actually underperforming a bit here, down $20 for the week. So basically flat, right? 1%. Doesn't mean much. Also on the daily, I want to show you here what is the most important thing right now. There, I want to draw it for you so you can distinguish between. There it is. That is basically the squeeze to look for. And right now, the pressure is to the downside. You can see the moving average is coming down here quite a bit. So we could go in for a low here, just around the 2K mark, maybe a tad below. Funny enough, well, not funny enough, but actually silver has been outperforming for the past 2 days. Getting into this double top here, the gold to silver ratio down 0.6%. That's obviously nice, but as long as we are above, this triangle where we broke out and this green minor support and resistance zone right there, it is actually bullish for the gold silver ratio, meaning bearish for gold and silver. But anyways, hopefully we can have some sort of, again, we don't know yet, but maybe a double-headed inverted head and shoulders. But again, this is just purely speculation on my side. Nothing is set in stone there. So yeah, some short-term bullishness for the metals, but again, that is actually gold going down and silver up. That's a bit weird, to be honest, but okay. The DIX here flat for the day, roughly also flat for the week. Again, the Dixie is overall bullish right now after we broke that range. Now we're coming back up, and you can argue that we are making ready for the next leg up here. The weekly is also, the moving average is also coming up nicely. So I think we're going into a big resistance somewhere around here, depending on where you want to draw the golden line there. Could actually be there. That makes more sense. So coming into roughly 105, that will be massive resistance. And if we break through, that means the Dixie will have a good chance of a big move to the upside, to be honest. But again, let's see. It might be different on the weekly. Bitcoin here again, coming up big time. To my surprise, all the way back up to the blue. A trend line here again after that breakdown there, retesting clearly false breakdown, and boom, snap to the upside. So often when you get these false breakdowns, or to the upside, obviously you very often get a snapback very quickly, very sharp, due to people that has to cover. So with false breakouts comes big moves. That is clearly a saying that is correct. Here we have oil again in a bear flag, but again, notice that minor false breakdown here. That could actually be the start of something bigger here, getting into the 80s. A big resistance, at roughly 82. And basically, we are actually up roughly $5 for the week. That's roughly 8%. That's a big move for the good old the black gold. Here we have the GDX. Look at it here. This is not the way we want it to be. Clearly, that triangle there, breakdown right here, closing below. We will probably have a retest. That is the big moment in time. And then we can add in support right there. Obviously, that should be support. So hopefully we will have a false breakdown. But for now, the gold miners is definitely not to be, interested in as we speak. There will be a time in 2024. That is my take. But again, we are squeezing up big time here. You can see that massive squeeze going back 10 years, down 1% today. Still, again, same thing here. You can see we tagged double rail, down 1% today, and we're coming down here again. So we are squeezing up heavily here. And sometimes during 2024, there is no more space within this triangle. So we have to decide. And, if the closer we get into an apex, the bigger, false breakouts and, head fakes you will get. Spot price up 3%, well, 2% today, 101. I actually think it's 103, to be honest, and that it hasn't uploaded. I could be wrong on that one. But anyway, massive move here. Still no crash. Yes, we're getting, a bit more, chop here at the end between 106 and 100. But okay, fair enough. URNM down 0.5%, still digesting the big move that we had, on the Cameco earnings right there. That was a 5% drop, but for now still heavily bullish. Breakout, retest, resumption. Hopefully, 30 weekly is just rocketing here again. We are clearly, that is your stage 2 breakout right there. Clearly, we are in a stage 2 incline here until proven otherwise. And that is a strong weekly trend to the upside. You can see it down here as well, where we just trended heavily. So again, uranium miners on the weekly should blast, within latest 1 month to 2 months time here. If we start to go sideways, 30 weekly catching up, it should go higher. Again, nothing is set in stone, but for now, as long as we hold that retest there, as soon as we get above the breakout high at roughly 58, that is blast off time when we get above there at some point in time, hopefully. The 10-year is actually still above the 4.1. It's up 0.5% today, so nothing big. But again, big green candle, massive resistance, roughly at 4.3. Also, you can see here, if we start to curl over, let's say, you can see this will make the 30 weekly starting to slowly go down. And then that's when you get the bigger move to the downside. But again, short term here, you could see a move all the way up to roughly 4.3. How does the daily look? We have some resistance, from that big red candle. The waterfall started there. Resistance here. So again, let's see if it can break through. That level is 4.2. Palladium is just a very difficult beast to look at right now. I want to show you one trend line that is not on here. Again, down again 4% today. Big moves in the past, for the past few weeks here. Falling wedge coming into, I think we will find massive support at roughly 800. That is my take. But for now, platinum here is way closer to a bottom in my view compared to the top. That falling wedge there, we are now dropping up from the bottom, and I think 800. That is when that will be key. Down 3.5% today, 1.5% down for platinum. Still overall, big macro. Inward head and shoulders in the making. Again, ideally, I want to hold that 840. But again, I think, getting closer into the end of 2024, that is when we could see a big break. The longer that it is getting delayed here, the longer time it takes to actually breach. I had a high target. I think I mentioned I can't remember my target. Was it 1300 for 2024? that might be in jeopardy if we start to collapse down here, because then we'll need a lot of time to regain that. So, but anyways, wow, that's a nasty weekly candle for copper. The copper down 0.2 cents, $0.2 for the week, down 0.5% for today. Again, this is a very big red candle, excuse me, and clearly we couldn't get into, you know, a confirmed stage 2, which was above that level. And now I actually do think we're coming down to test that 3.5. Again, we are at support here from that rail. You can see all the way up there. So we are still at support. It's not looking bad just yet. But again, below the 30 weekly, it's basically just shop here. Within this, you don't do anything long. You can basically trade the ranges, right? But anyways, above 4, I'm bullish. Below 3.5, very bearish. That is my take on copper. Lithium, I think lithium here is at a very, very important, or not important, but interesting moment in time. Still in a heavily downtrend, but we're now back to the 2017 highs here. And we're getting a false breakdown from that big overall yellow channel there. Let's see, again, if we get down and retest that golden trend line here at roughly, let's call it $36, give or take. That is a screaming buy in my opinion. But again, it will have to spend, I think, a few months here just to digest it. But anyways, let's see how it. I'm very interested in lithium, very, very interested at the moment. That's a stock. We don't want to go into that. We want to quickly do. We want to quickly do the what's it called? Yeah, the Twitter recap. Again, I don't have many. Also, some is a few old. This is Silver Surfer here. Silver, nothing has changed. Expecting price to drift lower over the coming days. 21.8, the spot price is my target. That's his target right down here. Falling wedge here. I think we're still roughly at 22.3. But again, these falling wedges usually leads to a move to the upside. Or what I also see often is a false breakdown, then snap back. So again, I agree with that take. Hedgehog here, gold miners versus the price of gold. Again, this is very, very short term. This is only for February, but you can see here the gap down, and you have a steep trend line, and we're breaking out here. That was on the 6th of February, so 4 days ago. That's Wednesday, I think. So I don't know how it looks now, but anyways, that is a very short term clear breakout in that ratio. Grady, the inverse correlation gold to USD can be strong shorter term, yeah, but long term it is not an issue. As the ratio chart shows, when this breakout happens, the opportunity will be generational and a rare event that does not come around that often. I completely agree. Also, what he's saying is here, yes, the Dixie or the dollar short term can be, you know, inverse correlated to gold, but over a long period of time, there is absolutely none. The biggest correlation between gold is actually the dollar or the Dixie adjusted for inflation. There you have a pretty damn, it's not one-to-one, but it is a very big correlation between those two. And clearly right now we are breaking down in the the dollar adjusted for inflation, meaning gold should break to the upside. It will break to the upside as long as we start to break down in that ratio. Yeah, Patrick here, pretty impressive. Gold is behaving like this while it's breaking down versus the SPX. Just check out that possible continuation pattern. Again, here you can see here, this is the this is gold price in Swiss franc. Clearly, massive move up, bullish consolidation, and yes, the probability screams for a move in the direction with the trend. And we are above the 2012 all-time highs. Again, this is just lovely, very, very bullish price action. Beautiful pennant here. I mean, gold is going to break out in every currency, and the last two to break out is, then you have the Swiss franc, and then typically last always the dollar, which will come. Again here, Frank with palladium, nice candle on the positive divergence. So this is where we had that huge wick, and I was like, this is very interesting. But I know now we're back down here again, you know, with a massive red candle. But again, the divergence is still there for platinum, and as mentioned, I think platinum is very close to something. I have been saying that for a few months now, obviously. But again, when we get the triggered buy, I will definitely let you know my opinion, obviously. XPI, I also have the XPI chart very soon here. Notable strength from the biotech today. Short term, breakout here, supply zone, you know, trend line, boom. And this is trend spider, by the way. And with that, we have an excellent, how to say it, you know, view to XPI on the chart here that I have here. This is a weekly, so we're talking 2 years worth of trading here. In my view, this right here, boom, this wants to go higher. Again, we have to just coiled up here, just at that blue trend line right there. That thing, in my view, you can place your stops below, obviously, below, you know, 44, 43, excuse me, 83, 84, give or take, but the upside is pretty immense in my view. You can have some targets all the way up here. That is a huge vacuum right here, and that could go pretty fast. You're looking at $20 on top of 90. Beautiful. DHT, still I want to show you this beautiful green uptrend, red resistance right here coming across. This one screams that this wants to blast higher, in my view. This is just a very, very good setup. We had our first buy down here. The second buy will be upon that break. So definitely very good. And we can ride that with a good dividend, 10% roughly, all the way up to the red here. Or if we hit the green before, which we will probably not do because we don't have much time to do so. Can Alaska here, huge breakout, massive retest, leaving a wick there on the weekly, beautiful. We do have that gap down there. So that is one downside. But anyways, huge wick, huge retest on here. The daily, you can see we're getting some buying in here. Again, we are still in a pretty hard correction here. But anyways, on the weekly, it looks very good. We have a stage 2 breakout right here. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. 30 weekly coming up nicely right there. So there it is from me on this daily recap. And I have some plans for some different videos during this weekend. I will definitely be looking at stage analysis on the weekly. So 30 weekly and then we look at the weekly charts, obviously. And then I want to show you uranium, gold and silver, and also the gold and silver miners, some different ETFs, just to take a few tickers, like 7 or 8, and then go into a much more detailed view of where we are, what to expect, when to buy, all that good stuff. Guys, have a great weekend. Later. Bye.